2025 Cyclone Winston is now the strongest cyclone ever observed in the southern hemisphere. Very destructive winds, gusts expected to be in excess of 300 kilometres per hour with average wind speeds of 200 kilometres per hour plus.
Even though Fiji and Pacific Island states have contributed very little to global carbon emission and warming of our planet, we will suffer from the disastrous effects of climate change. From Category 5 tropical cyclones, flash flooding, drought, extreme heat to coral bleaching and ocean acidification, our very survival and that of our planet lies in our commitment to reduce carbon emissions. This is a global problem that requires a global solution. Fiji, like the rest of the Pacific, faces a harsh reality that places low-lying and vulnerable islands to the mercy of the rising tides. By helping communities cope with the rising instances of natural disasters in Fiji, the Worldwide Fund for Nature is supporting several initiatives that focuses on better preparing communities in becoming resilient.
Ni rasinga ni kilatu na leo ni vanu na ravandina ya rutu e kawe ran na kena kautani tu na nuku me matasa ora sa sive sara na kanga betu na ke va rawa ni ralevu ke ya ni na leo ni vanu me le va madala tagi ba na be me betu na da vandindike na casa ya do betu na puro na ni kwa e va buna na kena sisiti kon nuku me matasa Meralai kila na leo ni vanua merarani takala pateki namata ni tu so ira na tambala ni vebu kena sanga me taru na lenga lebu ni sa lenga lebu sarangan ni koro
ono senge tumbu daga mekina sare dan kakana ni ua sa nangono senge ambaki rosa mukarongo sare dan ni sa dasar na ni matasa.
Climate change threatens our agriculture and the food we eat, our drinking water, our land, our economy, and our security. More cyclones, more floods, more droughts, more sea level rises. Our oceans are also threatened by pollution and overfishing. And as a government, we have decided to lead this fight, a fight for our very survival.
So it is brave because in a COP, and Fiji is going to be the host country of the COP, we are discussing about the survival of the mankind. We are discussing about how can we assure a sustainable future for the people. As for example, the loss and damage, and the need to define way to bring insurance to the loss and damage, so to prevent using the insurance system the loss and damage and the consequences of the climate change. On the other hand, it's working in the gender approach. It is working in create a platform for indigenous communities, among some others. So that is also clear. So it is not just about the facilitative dialogue and the rule book, but also these topics.
WWF has moved beyond awareness. You will notice now in Fiji that basically most people have a rough idea of what climate change is and how it's basically going to impact them. So, there's a lot of change from the last 17 years, and it's great that a lot more organizations and a lot more government departments are now actually talking about climate change, how it can be streamlined into the scope of work or the programs of work.
By helping communities cope with rising instances of natural disasters in Fiji, the Worldwide Fund for Nature is supporting several initiatives that focuses on better preparing communities in becoming resilient.
The idea was to use local resources that we have readily available here in the Pacific, especially here in Fiji, which are coconut trees. Coir log is not there to protect the coastline, it's there to help the coastline rehabilitate. So we place the coir logs along the coastline, but within we plant native trees that usually grow here before. Now we've already planted about 100 plants here in Nadula. Nadula has about 224 meters in need of rehabilitation, starting from the church to the health center. Right now the health center is being relocated because of the erosion that's occurring there.
Kami nang wale wirto na WWF, nrito me wibuke, rani membo me kemami me buliva sona tani mangi kanita taro ni uane mami matasa.
And I know that Fiji is suffering, and it is one of the most vulnerable countries because of the climate change. So we do need to make visible that situation to the world. Not only to move the need to raise ambition, but also to support countries as Fiji, to support their communities, to try to help them in their adaptation measure, to try to work with them, to try to find the way to get the resilience. So that is the importance of the COP for a country as in Fiji.
Climate change is real, and it is taking away some of our precious natural resources which our forefathers have maintained to keep us alive until today. And we are urging countries throughout the world, if you can come forward willingly to help my community to survive during the hard time of climate change effects that is affecting the lives of our people in Viasawa Group of Islands and also Nadula village.